Y'all, what's going on YouTube channel? Stars down again. Go hard. Go home and it's Joker. Got something on the screen there. Hey, today I'm going to be watching some value entertainment. And we're going to talk about women and how they hate Andrew Tate's message. So y'all know who Andrew Tate is. He's one of the content type creator guys, ex-boxer. Excuse me. All kinds of stuff. So y'all know who Andrew Tate is. All right. So I saw this video today, so I said I was going to check it out and see some of what the women don't feel about what Andrew Tate says. Okay. Before we get into that, y'all hit the subscribe button for me. Y'all know what I do. No cash apps, no Patrons, none of that. You send me no money, none of that junk. Just do the subscription thing for me, and that's all I really want from people. So let's get into this and let's start watching this. So we're going to see what women don't like about Andrew Tate and his message.
On this as a father with 2 boys and 2 girls.
Yep.
And this goes back to what we were talking about with Tate and sort of the how he calls out sort of the new wave, new age, modern women, boss babe feminists. So, you would hear, peripherally, I don't know how much you paid attention to it, that the future is female. Have you heard this before? The future's female. I don't know if you know that. The future's female. And okay, like that stuff you would just hear peripherally. Have you ever heard that before?
I swear to God, this is the first time I've ever heard.
You've never heard the future's female?
I know women are killing it, and I'm proud of them. But
proud of women too.
I never heard of it.
But have you heard this? The future is female. Rob, have you heard this?
Yes.
The future's female. I don't know that. So I'm like, all right, I didn't really look into that. Although, all right, cool, good luck, ladies. Like I have a mom, I have a grandma, I have a sister, I have a girl. Like
nieces,
love you guys, awesome. The future's female. And then I'm like, what do you mean, the future's female? So what role is men gonna have if the future's female? Are we now second-class citizens? Are we now not expected to be what we potentially could be? And I started delving into this topic of modern feminism and just kind of going down that rabbit hole about how women say I don't need no man. Like there's a song like Sweetie, like I'm a bad bitch, make my own money, don't need no man. It's like, what do you mean you don't need a man? Or if you're a lesbian, I get it.
Yeah, whatever.
But if you're just a chick that says she don't need a man, you have no idea how many women I know in their late 30s, in their early 40s, message to the females out there I say, hey, how you doing? Like, because I'm in my early 40s, you are as well. I said, what's up? Like, you're a beautiful girl in high school. I've known you for years. I said, you got a man? No. You got kids? No. You want kids? Yeah. So how old are you? 42, 41, 38, 39, 44. I said, you freezing your eggs? I swear.
Yeah,
I'm asking women these questions these
you're
days.
being genuine.
They go, yeah, I'm freezing my eggs.
Wow.
I'm like, and this is happening more and more. Companies are even actually paying for women to freeze their eggs because they want you to work. They want you to work. Be a boss, babe. You don't need no man. Get your money, girl, whatever. Get that bag. And then it's like, well, let's find out what's actually happening to these women. Turns out these conversations, they're like, yeah, I really fucked this one up. I really wish that I didn't abide by the whole I don't need no man. I'm not going to settle for no man, because what's happening right now is all these boss babes, these feminists, they get indoctrinated into this. The future is female. You don't know, man. You can do it, which is great to a certain extent. But when you hit...
Well, and it's funny that he brings this up because it's just part of the American system. Okay? The American system would keep everybody working if they could for as long. They keep you putting your life off for as long as possible to work to create everybody else's wealth if they can do that. That's why you have a lot of stuff on here. I'm gonna be doing a video later. Robert Kiyosaki, him embracing the red pill and stuff like that. But money, getting money, lots of money, and that's what they're pumping into people. And if you keep pumping that into yourself, you're gonna lose out in the rest of life, unless you find some way to flip money without you having to actually do it yourself, leveraging money. So it's kind of interesting that he brings that up. And a lot of women are falling into that. And then you see them, 30, 40 years old. Like, why guys this and why guys that? But it's almost really too late for them at that point. It's pretty much really too late. They're gonna have to do, you know what I'm saying, at that age group, they're gonna have to do too much changing. So I don't know. We'll talk about that one later. Let's roll on with this.
Quote unquote, the wall as a woman, and next thing you know, you're 40 and you don't have no man, and you've got 3 cats and a couple dildos hanging around. I'm just saying, it's like all of a sudden you're like, I probably shouldn't have hated on men all that
And
much.
a couple of eggs in the freezer,
yeah,
too.
and the eggs are in the freezer. But so part of what Tate says, and this is why he pisses women off, is that he'll says things that will. What's the word? That's the word of the year when you trigger somebody, or you
Troll?
Not
Oh,
troll.
no, gaslight?
When you gaslight someone,
Yeah.
exactly. He'll say like, and he said this in the interview, rather than saying men are stronger than women, which I think we can agree men are stronger than women, it's not controversial. He'll say things like, women are weak.
Yeah.
Or rather than saying that like, men are better drivers than women, he'll say women can't drive. So that'll trigger a lot of women. And I think essentially what his message is, though, and what my message is, I think anyone's message is that men and women are equal, but they're also different. This is called duality or polarity in life, is that there's 2 sides of a coin, right? There's yin and the yang. There's the sun and the moon. There's there's black and white, wherever you want to look at it. And they're both equal, but they're different. And the problem that I think that he's saying while he's triggering so many women is he's kind of like, they think that he's like dunking on women. And that's not necessarily the case. He's saying there's things that you're qualified for better than a man, and there's things that men are qualified better for a woman. And for example, like you'll have see these conversations with feminists. It's like, what do I need a man for? What do I need a man for? It's like, well, the office that you're sitting in, the whole fucking building was built by a man. The roads were built by a man. By the way, when the bad guys come and attack you, the women aren't running. The women go get, if there's a ship that's sinking, the women and kids go on the safety raft. The men go to war. So it's like all this shitting on men is becoming like to the point where this is what produces a Tate. The same reason that an Obama will produce a Trump, the same reason that modern day feminism will produce a Tate. Anyway, my question for you is, with
you need a woman. That's what you're trying to say.
Of course, I respect.
Well, and also, I can agree with him on that, because like I agree with a lot of the stuff that Tate says, and I know he ain't saying it the same way that women are seeing it. You know what I'm saying? I agree with a lot of stuff that some of the red pill guys say. My problem with that junk winds up being that it gets just too damn extreme. Tate is the only one who don't seem like he's extreme. It seems extreme to women, but I hear how he says stuff too. They're like, okay, nah, bro. If I'm going out on a date, I'm going on a date. Because I had red pill guys come on my channel telling me, well, I don't like spending money. I don't want to do this. She got to spend money first. Fuck no, that's not how dating works. And Tate says that. If I want to go somewhere and spend my money on a woman, A, B, and C, I'm going to do that. Because I'm going anyway and I got the money. I don't give a fuck. That's kind of how dating works. That's the difference between him and the red pill guys. It sounds the same, but it's not. That's why I keep saying the red pill shit is dangerous. It almost sounds like manhood and like what you should be doing as a man. But it's got all this trickle down shit on the bottom. It's like a bill up there in the House up there in Congress and shit. You better read all 4,000 pages of that shit if you don't want to get some bullshit. Because something's in there that you like. It's something in there that you like. And you know about that part, but you don't know about this other shit that's in there too. It's got a bunch of other stuff riding on it. And that's why I'm really against the red pill itself. It's got too much other shit riding on it. If it was just a self-improvement shit, yeah. But then when I see guys like Fresh and Fit blowing up off of like bashing women and shit like that, not just him, Coach Greg Adams, shit, that kind of junk like that. Or then you got Lucario telling women you got to settle and you got to do all this shit, and then guys are getting behind that and doing all this. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is bullshit, because this is shit that we wouldn't do in the street. It's not shit that, you know what I'm saying? No, we don't need to do this as a whole, because it's bullshit. But they want to do too much of that type of stuff, and that's where the problem comes in. When they be talking about building yourself as a man, all this shit, that's good shit. But the other shit they got going on, and I don't think that Tate is down with that, because he's about the male improvement and shit like that. But he's also about, hey, look, it's something you gotta act as a man to get a woman.
What you're saying is a famous philosopher said years ago.
Yeah.
This is a man's world,
It's
but
a
it would be
man's world.
nothing
Nothing
without
a a woman or a girl.
Yes.
And I fully endorse that.
Well, what's your question?
So, by the way, I don't know if, unless there's something that has fundamentally changed, it takes a man and a woman to create a baby.
Yes.
I know a lot of people
We're having a
wanna
science
conflate that
class
these
today,
days.
guys.
Science class. But here's my question to you.
I've been waiting for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, here you go. You know, you have 2 boys.
Yes.
You have 2 girls.
Yes.
If Senna or if any of Senna, like any girl comes to you and says, the future's female, like what would you explain to your sons when they say, well, I don't know, Dad, all these girls I hear in class that the future's female. What does that mean for me as a boy, as a man who I would say is a leader, a qualified man, a man amongst men, the type of man that men want to be like and women want to be with type of a thing. What do you explain to your sons when you hear that the future is female and men are now becoming second-class citizens?
I mean, that's going to be the last concern of mine when it comes up, because we're going to talk about all of these issues when they do come up. Yeah, you're just going to have a conversation with them about it. There's value in areas that women lead, and there's going to be areas that you lead in. I'm not going to sit here and say one is great at everything and, you know, the other sucks. No, there's certain roles that we play. Those conversations are already being had in our household. And if you raise them right till 18, from there, they're going to make some decisions. Some of them you're going to agree with, some of them you're not going to agree with.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast.
Okay, and I got to agree with him on that one, that last note. Okay, like I say, it's just a conversation that you got to have with your sons if you're a guy and you're doing this. But I think a lot of women just misconstrue Andrew Tate's message. To me, he's there really. You know, they call him misogynist and all the other shit. But I think for him, it's really the more he says it. It's the way he says it. The most guy I think is closest to him right now is Myron Gaines. Okay, he's the closest thing to an Andrew Tate without actually being that. Okay, not maybe in terms of money and junk, but just in terms of like things that they say and kind of thing. But the thing of it is though, you see, Tate can say those things and get women to listen. If y'all are really paying attention to it, when he gets on stage with women will more respect him and talk with him because he's not getting off a certain type of air. Gaines on the other end is different. You put him in there with a woman, and you can see through the camera and that's some of the things I'm using to show these videos with. Using these videos to show. A guy asked me the other day, like, you know what I'm saying, if I'm trying to make a point to certain guys and stuff. And to be honest, I'm not trying to make a point to the red pill community. All I'm making a point to is anybody outside of that that's trying to avoid that or that sees how that's a bad shit and how it can make bad things for you. Tate builds a better image on camera than Gaines does. I would think that if Tate was going after women, Tate could get women without having to actually pay them up front. But I don't believe that about Gaines because I see how a lot of them talk to him. And there be OnlyFans chicks too that be talking to him in kind of a jerked ass way. So, you know, some of the energy that you give off of some of this junk's gonna tell you what you got going on too. But I think women hate Andrew Tate's message because it doesn't sound the way they want to hear it. But as they go through conversation with this guy, in most cases that I've seen, they usually be cool with him. They don't come off of him like they do Gaines. The fresh and fit dudes, they treat them like tricks. And see, the thing is, what they're not understanding is this YouTube world and all this stuff is, especially when you're big like them, you're visible to the whole world. I heard those guys get mentioned one time on The Breakfast Club. I don't think they ever brought them there, but they mentioned it one time when he was saying that stuff about your girl can't have no Instagram and stuff like that and things like that, which you wouldn't have to impose those rules. Most women that are decent, if they really like you, they will stop that shit on their own. But their type of guy that they're coaching is gonna have that problem. So that is what it is. Andrew Tate's message, I don't think it's a bad message. I think it's one that a lot of guys need to get. Even if it doesn't sound the way women think it should sound. That's another reason why I kind of this channel, because I say some things and it's like guys don't think I should say it that way, and some things women didn't think I should say it that way. I've got some complaints from women too, but it is what it is. It's my channel. I don't get paid for this shit, so I'm gonna say what I want to say. But y'all let me know what y'all think about Andrew Tate's message and how women feel about it. It's been Tarz down to y'all. Y'all hit the subscribe button for me. No cash apps. Don't send me no money. Don't want your money. Got my own money. Just hit the subscribe button for me. It's been Tarz down to y'all. Go hard or go home.